Let's wait some more viewers. Hello everyone to who's in the chat. How are you guys doing? Hey Bjorn. I'm gonna wait for a few more minutes so we can get some viewers in. By the way, if anyone is curious what we're doing today, you can type !work in chat. I'll show you just a sec. So yeah, if someone is curious in chat about what we're working on today, just tell them or just type the command yourself. So how's everyone doing? Is everyone having a good day? Is the audio alright? Sounds good. And oh, okay, nice. Right. Can you guys hear the background music, by the way? I want to make sure that the background music is fine. It's supposed to go lower when I speak and supposed to be full volume when the volume is supposed to be reduced automatically when I speak. Does that happen? Ah, okay. Great. So, how are you guys doing? Having a good day? Alright, should we get started or should we wait a bit more? Right, I think we should get started. So I've been working on the same thing as last stream. I'm still working on options. Right now, I finished rebasing the code off stream. So I'm working on string options now. Once that is done, I'll be done with this part of the options refactor. And then I'll move on to more interesting things like adding new option types probably. Actually no, there's probably more things to refactor now that I'm thinking about it. We'd probably have to do like some more stuff with string options because the code is a mess. It's what happens, you know, like Vim is such an old project. There's a lot of old code there. And you can't tell what's happening at all most of the time. Okay, let's get started. By the way, if there's any issue with the audio or video, please let me know in the chat. I'll get started now. Is the text visible, by the way? Can you guys see the text? Nice. I'll just So this is set string option, as you can see. This it basically does what the name suggests. It sets a string option. So we already have this. Give me a second. Taking a while. So we have set option. This basically is the general function for setting options, at least on the lower level of things. So what this does is it sets an option regardless of the type. So I recently did this work, which is opt_val, as you can see here on the cursor. What this is, it represents an option value that is not dependent on the type, so it can be any type of option. So this is something I did before, because before opt_val there was no type to represent a generic option. So I added opt_val, and now a lot of the stuff is simplified. So we have set option now, which works for number and Boolean options, but we still need something for string options. So as you can see in the top here, like, give me a second. Here, it basically checks if the current option is a string here, and if it's a string, it calls set string option. But for number and Boolean options, it doesn't call anything. It just does the processing here. So what I'm trying to do is integrating set string option into here, so we don't need any type specific functions. What this allows is, so let's say we want to add an array or dictionary option. When we have a singular interface for setting options, we can do that easily. Whereas beforehand, we'd have to first add a new option type and then have a new function for setting an option of that type, and so on and so forth. It'll be a big hassle. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Again, if someone wants a summary of what I'm doing, type !work on chat. So what I'm thinking about is this is supposed to be the original val, but there's also this old val thing. This. I'm not fully sure what the difference between these two are. I can't tell. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So this calls getVarp scope. Which calls this function. So scope global, this basically indicates the part inside the parentheses. So the part inside the parentheses, what it basically indicates is whether the scope that we're setting the option on is global. So if you do something like set global in Vim, that's actually the global scope. And if you did something like set local, it'll be opt local, which we have here. And if it's neither of those, then you're just using set. So I'm assuming what this does is it basically gets the original value for the local and global values, which makes sense, but what's the point of this variable then? All values kept until version values valid. I'm not sure what this does yet. I've been trying to figure out for a while, but this String options in general, how they are handled in Vim and Neovim is very confusing. Especially in Vim, but in Neovim, it's still confusing. Like even like core members of Neovim are like not sure of what's happening with string options. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. So this works. Varp is getting set, so it's keeping the original input value and old valid after reset of the value in case the new value is not valid, right? I think so, maybe, but I'm not fully sure. Config. Oh, I don't have a config command. Let me add one. Nice idea. Yep, I added a config command. Now you can see my dot files. Thanks for the idea. You might be right. We might be just keeping the old value here, but I'm not fully sure. Okay, so what this line does is we have a variable for an empty option, so the value is null. It basically uses that empty option variable instead of setting an option to null, because that would be problematic. This part, I'm sure this part works on global local options. If you're not sure what global local options are, it's basically an option that can have both global and local values. So let me give you an example. So there's help global local in Neovim that will let you know more about those. But the gist of it is that it can have a global value and a local value, and they're really confusing to work with in code. They generate like most of the complexity when it comes to Neovim options. So it saves the original values here. I assume it's because the values are gonna get Where is old val used? So we do oric val equals old val. That's so it's used in 3 places that I can see. It's used here and here. Sorry, 2 places. I'm not fully sure what this variable is doing. We're setting this to oric val, original value. Okay, so PV vote. That indicates, so this PV thing, I'm not fully sure what this is about either, but PV vote usually indicates a global local variable. Soft flagging. So this line, I think what this line is doing is it's basically checking if you're doing set local for a global local option or if you're setting the local value of a global local option. Right, so in that case, it does this, it calls this function. Otherwise it does oric val equals old val. So if we're setting it either a non-global local function value or the local value of a global local, then we have to call this, otherwise old val and oric val are the same. So in this case, that only means that we're setting the global value of a global local function. In this case, that has to be it. Sorry, I mean local value. Okay, so get var from so we are only calling it for local values. I think I get it now. Somehow talking about it on stream made it easier to understand. So I understand now. So what this is doing is it's checking if the local value is not null. If it's not null, then it returns a pointer to the local value. Otherwise, it returns the global value. That makes sense. Don't know why it took me so long to understand that. That makes sense actually. But then I don't get why it's only done for string options. Why does it work for number and boolean options? It's confusing. Let's see. Let's check. Above scope. I think I should edit the title of the stream. Give me a sec. Alright, done. So we do call get verb scope, but it doesn't have to be for global. Do we have PV vote here anywhere? Nope. So this is for both global and local. Give the global value before changing anything. This is just for global, considering the local value. The global value. Right. Yep, that makes sense. So what I don't get is, why do we not reset the bar for number and boolean options? Like, I feel like we should do that, otherwise how does it work? Like, for string options we have this whole thing here for global locals, and for number and booleans I can find anything. That's weird. I'm thinking of using a debugger to see the call stack and see where barb is being modified, or if get barb scope is being called anywhere. That work? No, I don't think that works. I guess I'll try to find something. Let's look for BB both. So we have every occurrence of a global local check. Okay, this is fine. We don't care about the where is this again? That's string option. But you're looking for number and boolean options. String options. This is also for string option. Okay, also string options. Get option value, but this is for getting an option, getting one. Also for getting an option. Nope, it doesn't seem like anything's there for number and boolean options. Really, let me check further. Like, surely there has to be something there that manages the verbs. So I'll look through every global local option and see. There is no code for non and book since they have no representation. Like, there is no code for num and bool since they have no representation like empty string. I mean, but actually that's, yeah, you're right actually. I didn't think of that. Now I feel stupid. Yeah, since if we just use the default values, then you can't like unset an option. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, thanks for that. I don't know how to pronounce your username. Could you tell me? I don't want to mispronounce it, but thanks. Yeah, I think that's it. Since, give me a second, I want to show something. Since for auto read we do have something like that. Actually, yeah, this is what I wanted to show. For auto read we do have a thing, since it doesn't use the global value and we can unset it, but we're using Canaan. Oh, that's actually, did you guys know that them Boolean options are not actually Boolean? They can actually have 3 values. Actually, not all of them, just some of them, like auto read. Actually, I think it's only auto read, but they can have 3 values sometimes, which is why they're stored using a tri-state instead of a Boolean. So even though it says Boolean here, if you look into it, what's the type of this? It's a tri-state. What's a tri-state? It basically has 3 values: true and false, like a Boolean does, and none. Right now, only auto read option uses it, I think. But yeah, I think you're right. That's actually immensely helpful. Thanks again. I was stuck on this for a long time.
Darling, do you want to know what I think?
Now that that's done. Since we're trying to make a general, sorry, this is my first time I see Vim code, so I have no clue about the internals. No problem. That's why I am here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here to answer questions. I like explaining things. As long as I know it, I'll try my best to explain it. Feel free to ask. Also, you have helped me a lot already, without even knowing the internals. You didn't tell me how to pronounce your name, by the way. Alright, since we're trying to make a general function, I don't think we should rely on the fact that numbers and booleans can just be set to their default values. I don't think we should rely on that. I think we should have something better. Since once we add more types, we're gonna need something to be able to tell whether to use the local or global value. NHU tier. Okay. NHU tier. Okay. Exactly. So here's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of adding this logic to the set option, but I think we should make it a bit more general. I don't think it should rely on types. Ideally, I'd like to get rid of all these var stuff. Var means var pointer, by the way, in case you didn't know. So it's basically a pointer to an option variable. That's all. So in case anyone was confused about what var meant, that's basically it. I'm thinking of a way to make this more general, so we don't have to rely on types. I get it. Put this, put it down. So currently this is the thing that's responsible for returning global local strings. I'm trying to change it into something better. Now this makes more sense. Yeah. I'm not sure what I can do to remove this stuff. Maybe we should have a function to check if an option value is the default or if it's unset. Ideally, what I'd want to do is add a new option type to basically indicate an unset local value. But that would require multi-type options, so we'd have to be able to set an option to multiple different types instead of a single type. which I'm planning to do after this refactor. But it seems like this refactor would be much easier with that change. I'm thinking if I should break order and do that first. Hold on, I should ask the Neovim people. Bjorn, are you in chat? Bjorn, if you're in chat, I can just ask you in chat. Otherwise, I'd have to open Element. Ah, seems like he's not in chat. Alright. I'm asking the Neovim dev team what I should do now. Right. Now I should wait for their response and think of something I can do temporarily. Or maybe we should just keep it as it is for now and just finish set options and then refactor this stuff later after polytypes are added. We could do that as well. I don't think we need to change that. Let's just do a temporary measure. I mean temporary measure. The Vim option has a def val field. Maybe you can compare to this. I don't think that always works. Like for auto read, give me a sec. Yeah, so in cases like this, for example, for auto read, the default value is actually true, but the unset value is -1, which is k none, while the default value is true. So in this case, it wouldn't work. I don't think it works for multiple other options either, but it was a nice suggestion. Yeah, I think we should just take a temporary measure for now and worry about this stuff later. So now that we know why we treat global local values differently for strings, I think it'll be easier to understand the code here now. Excuse me. So we store the old value. So this part is for set in general, not set local or set global. Right. The global local string option might have an empty option as value to indicate that the global value should be used. Right, makes sense. This part makes sense. I'm not fully sure what the point of this is. So this is get verb from. So this gets the global local one well. Otherwise it just uses old val. I'm not sure why we need old val to begin with. Why can't we just use this? It's used here in that set string option. But why is this used instead of oreg val? Let's see. So we know that old val is always going to be the one that's pointed to by the variable pointer, which is passed here. Let's see what calls set string option. Seems like it's only called here. Huh. That's weird. I'm pretty sure it's called in more places. Maybe LSP is stripping. Nope, seems like it's only called once. That's very weird. Okay, so what's the variable pointer passed here? It doesn't modify the variable pointer, it seems. So let's see where this is called. Okay, this is a boolean option, and here. Okay, this is the primary place where set string option is called from. Let's see where varp is used. Varp equals get varp scope, options of type of flags. And here we so we so this the original varp uses get varp scope function, while this uses get varp from for local values of global local functions. So for some reason, get varp scope does not return the correct variable pointer, it seems, for local values of global locals. But why? That's very strange. So we're looking at this local value of global local option. Uh-huh. So this condition and this condition are the same, it seems. So the old value may be the global value. Okay, if the old value is the global value, then why are we using this? What's the point of this? And why is this used in... Excuse me. Why is this used in this set string option? Actually, let's just see the function. See what's happening. Old val. So it detects an error and uses this to set the variable pointer. So that's why we probably can't use for val here. That makes sense. But so we set to varp regardless of its whether it's local or global local. So this line sets the value and calls calls this function. Let's see if this modifies varp in any way. Seems like it does. I hope you guys like the music, by the way. Music is good. Ah, nice. So, I need to see if varp is modified anywhere. Nope, it doesn't seem like it. Seems like it sets to whatever the varp is. So it's never modified. Yep. That makes sense why we store the old value now. But then why do we need the global and local ones separately? That still doesn't make sense to me. So this oric val thing. What's this used for? Save the oric val. Okay, it's used for the auto command. Save the old val. Why does this use oric val instead of old val? Let's see. It doesn't make sense for it to use the oric val when the old val is the one that's being changed. Right. Save the oric val. What's it? So this is using the old value, but the old value may be the global value. So do we like want to preserve when an option is unset? Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Let's see. Format. Hi. Hello there. How are you guys doing? Having a nice day? Format C. Sergey Lavrov, what do you mean? Not so good so far. Why? Format C. Oh, okay. It's a Windows joke. I get it. Unfortunately for you, I use Linux. Still sick. That sucks. Get well soon, I hope. Windows, it's DOS. You don't know format command? I mean, I do. I used to use Windows like 3-4 years ago. I have used it like once or twice. The format command, I mean. I know it, but it took me a while to get what you meant. I thought you were talking about like formatting the C code or something. It has nothing to do with Windows, so you don't know. Maybe. I've never used DOS. Linux is a poor man's Windows. I disagree, but whatever you think. Whatever works for you. Linux is just inferior, period. It's a fact. I mean, so on Linux nothing works. You have less quality of life. I don't know, my experience has been different. But again, it depends from person to person. Not everyone is gonna like the same thing. I think Windows sucks, for example. Well, you're free to use whatever you like. I don't like Windows personally. Hey, stop with that person. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, hey from you. Ah, hello there. How do I pronounce your name? Noetic John? Hello, how are you doing? In my experience, you have more control using Linux and it makes your life easier when you get used to it. Yeah, exactly. Like Linux is... I don't think Linux is great for people who are not tech savvy. But if you are tech savvy, then I think Linux is great. I don't think it's a good operating system for, say, your mom or your grandma. But if you're a tech savvy guy, then, and if you have some free time to configure things, then I think Linux is great. But it also depends. Like if you're a gamer, like a hardcore gamer, then you might have some trouble with Linux because not all games run that well. But it works for me, so that's why I use it. Stream Deck? No. Nope, I don't use Stream Deck. Hi from you. Hello. Anyway. Stream Deck is a gaming console. Oh, okay. I misread that as Stream Deck. I thought you were talking about the Elgato Stream Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck. I don't think they even sell Steam Decks where I live. Maybe they do, I'm not sure. But it's unlikely. Anyway, where was I? Ah, this. I was wondering why they used this. Oh well. Gotta go bye. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Steam Deck is a gaming console on Linux, so I play AAA games. Oh, that's great. I mean, I've wanted to buy a Steam Deck, but I don't think they sell those here. If they did, I'd definitely buy one. Valve has done such a great job with improving gaming on Linux. Like even a few years ago, I remember it being not that good, and like in 1-2 years, Valve has made it so much better. It's amazing. Especially with the Steam Deck, like I think Linux market share has been was you. I think Linux market share was less than 1% before Steam Day came in, and then Steam Day came in, and I think it's over 2% now. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, Valve has done a great job with gaming on Linux, I think. Oh, Valve was baby option. Okay, so it's a guess, but I think what it's trying to do is for for the for rig bell, I think it's trying to use the actual old value. So what's considered the old value. And for auto commands, I think it's trying to do like what's set as the old value. So the value at the power pointer. Sorry, I got it the other way around. I mean, for this, I think it's using the actual bar pointer value, and for auto commands, I think it's trying to use the proper one, the proper old value. I think I fully understand how this works now. I'm just thinking of a way to elegantly convert this into something that can be integrated into the set option function. How do we set? Okay, so this. What old value does this use? So this requires the global old value and global value in general. Whereas this seems to require the local and global old value and also the original old value. I wonder if there's a way to integrate all of these. Ideally, I'd like to also integrate the auto command functions for these. I think that would be great. Actually, let's just try that first. Okay, so in this case, what is old val? What is the local old val used for? Old local? What's that? Maybe old local. Old local. Old local value of the option valid while executing an option set out of old local, no? Do we not have old local for num and string option? Maybe we have old local. We do. Seems. What is buffles? -1. we set it to -1. And what does this function do? Set string to a variable to the given string. Negative. What's this? So we set the string value to if this is the index and this is the value, do we just copying this value, but this is an initialize? No, it's not. Never mind. So the local old value is the same as the normal old value for number options. That makes sense. For string options, let's see what we do. So we have okay, old val. Okay, in this case, local and global are also old val. So this is the part that concerns normal set. This is where we use old val, local and global separately. Currently working on. So this is the only time we need the local value. Problem is, I don't understand why we don't use a local value here. Like, you'd think that we'd use the local value, but we don't. But in this case, I guess old val depends on whether it's a global or local option. Maybe that's why. Okay, so this is dealing with global locals or local values. Ah, I think I get it. So if it's the local value, it can actually be changed to the global value or reg val. That's probably why it's used here. Yeah, that's probably it. But for the actual old value, we need that. I think the fix should be easy. I think all we need to do is have a way of... I think we should just add the local value as an argument here to the function that we use for numbers and string options. If we just add this argument here, like if we just do this, and instead of doing all this stuff to get the string representation, I think we should just use something. Wait. We already have a function. Convert opval to string. It's this. I think we should just be able to use this. Column is be the return string, but it allocates though. Let's see. It's only called once. I think we should just add a buffer argument here. So if a buffer is passed, then we don't allocate and instead use the buffer. Otherwise we can just allocate. I think that works. Yup, this would be. I think this would work. What time is it for you? It's around let me check. It's around 8:40. Sorry, I mean 8:20 p.m. Let's see. Hmm. Wow, you're early. Am I? It's 8:20 p.m. by the way. It's nighttime. I mean evening actually, not night. Oh p.m. Ah, yeah. I mean I try to wake up at 7 a.m. So I guess you could say I'm early. But I don't stream at that time, so hmm. I think we should return the return. I think we should replace the return statements. What works here? I guess we have no choice but to add a bunch of if statements. Hmm. Let me see. I think we could use ternaries here. Oh, I don't think ternaries. Actually, this is not necessary. added an assert here to just confirm that if buff is not null, then buff size must be at least 1. Otherwise, that could cause all sorts of problems. It also allows us to just do this instead of having to check size for an empty of the valve. And we always know that we have space for the terminator. For Boolean option, let's see. Really, I think I have an idea. Nope, didn't work. Instead of having multiple return points, I think we just this. Yeah, that's cleaner actually. In fact, I think since we're doing this already, we should just have one return at the end. Oops, how did it jump there? Hello. Ah, hey. How are you doing? I hope you're having a nice day. Doing great. Busy with problem sets now. Ah, good luck with that. Are you liking the music? Good luck with the scene too. Thanks. Yes, this is calm. Yep, that's the vibe I was going for. Your music is very chill. Glad you like it. Right. What about this? I wonder if there's a way to simplify it. This SN printf return the value? I need something that prints and returns the value. Return in. Nope, it didn't return anything. I mean, it returns the size, but it didn't return the pointer. I guess I have to just use if statements. If there was something that appended to the string and returned the value, I could have used a ternary. But since there isn't something like that, I just have to use the string, unfortunately. I have a quick question. Since value is an opt-val and boolean is an opt-val and a tri-state, your current implementation is lacking the none case, or isn't it? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you're right. Actually, I never thought of that. Yep, that's correct. Let me fix that real quick. There's a better way of doing this. Yep. Hmm. This isn't printf. Does it print the null terminator? I forgot. Let me search it. By the way, did you find a solution for the sum of consecutive elements turning to 0? Yep, I did. I did actually. I mean, as soon as I turned off stream, I got it. It was actually quite easy after turning off stream. I think my head was just stuck that day. Yep, clouded. Brain fog. Let's see if isn't printf always does isn't printf always. Null terminate. Yep, seems like it'll always null terminate unless the buff size is 0. Since we always checked for buff size equals 0, then since we always check that buff size is not 0, we shouldn't have any problems. Thanks. I wonder, should we check if buffer is large enough to fit? Or should we leave that to the caller? I think we should leave that to the caller, I think. I think that's better. Yeah. So that's thing up for Boolean option. For strings, I think we could use a macro here, actually. But is a macro the only way? They're basically using the same values. Just changed a little. I actually forgot to add a break here. Better. Null string. For strings, it should be easy. The character. Same thing here. Otherwise, this. Break statement. And I think that's it. Let's try compiling it so the type-ins get a thing. I hope you guys are enjoying this stream. Right, we actually have to change a few calls. Absolutely. Ah, nice to know. Buffers. Let's. I think change this manually. Since we're not using a buffer here. Is this bugged? Let's try compiling again. There are too few. Option.817. Oh, this. Oh, right, I added this. I think we should remove this for now. Let's try. Um, I'm having a mainly C# background, but recently adding Rust to my mailings. Honestly, C feels very hard for me to read at the moment. Just stream opens the door to getting used to the style and rules without the pleasure of actually picking up an issue myself. Yep, that makes sense. I actually started with C++, so I actually didn't even know C until I started contributing to Neovim. I knew C++, which, I mean, if you know C++, you basically know C, but I didn't know any of the lower level stuff that C needs. I had to like learn that as I went. I don't think it was that hard. I think anyone can do it if they try. But from C sharp, it's definitely harder. I've never used C sharp, but it's a higher level language, like on the same level as Java, I assume. So it's probably gonna be harder since C and C you have to do manual memory management and all that stuff. Rust, I mean Rust is definitely stricter with the memory management. So if you're used to Rust, I think you could learn C. But Rust is also higher level, so it gives you a lot of utilities to do stuff, which C just doesn't. You have to implement a lot of stuff yourself, which is kind of a great thing as well, honestly. Like, C is such a simple language that you could probably learn the whole thing in 2-3 weeks, if I'm being honest. But that's not including the small quirks that the language has. Like, there's a lot of quirks in C and C++ that will completely throw you off, and those can take years to learn. But as far as the basic language goes, I think you can learn it like in a month easily. Especially if you have especially if you have experience with another language like C or C++ or Rust. Okay, the build is done. That should update the type hints. So we did this stuff for the string representation. Now that that's done, I think we can just do this. Drawing options set. Variable. Let's change opt-in to opt-val here. Since we want to be more general. And now we don't need this actually. Yeah, exactly. If you're entering the world where memory matters and you don't have a GC, it's kind of shocking how wasteful our .NET Java programs are. But at the same time, I'm convinced that you can write programs with a scale outside of it. By cycles, such I take it as shit. Yep, that's basically the trade-off between lower level and higher level languages, I think. Like, higher level languages are great for things where you don't need a lot of speed, but you need to be able to iterate quickly and be able to maintain it very efficiently. But whereas if you need speed, you need a lower level language like C or C++, Rust, etc. There's a trade-off to everything, as is obvious, I think. But yeah, sometimes people use like C or C++ or try to use those lower level languages for things where a higher level language would be fast enough. And I don't get that, honestly. Like, if you don't need speed, why are you making it harder for yourself? Well, I guess with C++ or Rust, I kind of get it, because they're kind of high level as well. But with C, why use C when you can use something else? Yeah, that's true. Just use the actual for the actual. Yep, exactly. Instead of this, I think we can just use the string representation instead. Let's see. Option. What buffer size does it use? Seems like it uses the old value directly. Yep, it gets copied already, so no need to copy it. makes sense. Hmm. In that case, do we really need a buffer? Guess the buffer gets freed. I think we should just allocate some large buffers. Instead of, I think that should be large enough to hold any value, since that's the best we can do anyway. Just realized that I didn't add anything for the return value. Yep, it should work. Frame. What are we using? Old valve. Right. That's one of them. Actually need to add a local one here since we haven't added that yet. And we have buff new and buff. fastly we have to type. Wait, actually. Mine is it. And now everything should be the same. Regular option set thing. Let's see. Failure. Routing. Seems like this doesn't return any error messages. That is not equal to null. Old val is how do we check this in a general case? Under the person. Not sure how we could handle this case. Should we just... Why would old val be null again? If it's being done recursively. I think it does say this. Please adjust your mic. Oh, I think it's because I'm moving my mouth. That's maybe why. I don't think it's the mic, it's me. I should try to move my mouth less. Let's see, I'll check my audio levels. Let me see if the audio sounds right. What if I speak from here? Whatever makes you comfortable to it. I mean, it won't hurt me to move my mouth less. I mean, move my head less. I'm just trying to see where I can position my mouth to make the sounds clearer. To be honest, let's feel, yeah. Yep. It sounds clearer now. Yep. Once I can set up a face cam, I think it would be a lot better, since you guys would be able to see my face. Without a face cam, it's kind of... I mean, without a face cam, you can't tell what I'm doing. I really wanted to set up a face cam, but I realized that the camera I bought, it ran out of charge in like 30-40 minutes, and I'm gonna be streaming a lot longer than that, so that couldn't work. So I ordered an AC adapter for my camera, but that's gonna take like a few more days to arrive. I think it arrives like around October 19th. It might arrive earlier. But yeah, until then I can use a face cam. Speaks to the disgrace of analog engineers. Does it? I mean, it's a DSLR camera, so I assume that's why it requires so much power. Just kidding. Oh, okay. Main one. I'm trying to see why this would be no if it's done recursively. Bigger options and spin. Where's the skull to set options? Bigger option, that's string. So what I don't get is why would it be null? Well, it goes. Why would the original value be null? I guess I should check set string option instead of the other one. Since that's what I'm working on right now. Okay, it's the same thing. Why would the original value be null? Let's see it. Old val, varp. I don't think varp is ever gonna be null. If it is, then that'll be weird. So that's the only case where it can be null? So wait, I don't get it. If it's recursive, how can this be null? I don't understand. Does this set it to null somehow? Apply auto commands. There. That's very strange. I get this part, but I don't get this. Like, what's this doing here? Let me see. I need to take a closer look at this. What is no? I don't know. Oh, okay. Let me tell you the difference. So no with a single L, right? That's basically a 0 in character form. So if you can convert the integer 0 into a character, that's null with a single L. And that's generally used at the end of strings to indicate hey, this is where the string terminates. That's how C strings work, at least. And null is basically used, null with two L's is used to indicate that the pointer doesn't point to anything valid. That's the difference. I mean, null and null are both 0 usually, but they're used for different things. I see. I never went like this in Python too. I don't think there's something like this in Python. There's a none in Python, but I can't remember a no. Maybe there's something like that, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've used Python. I should get back into it sometime. So the case we're dealing with is somehow when we call this function, if it's recursing, these values are supposed to be null and I don't know why. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay, so what value do we use? Saved oric val, that's oric val, and saved new val. So we use oric val for this. What's oric val supposed to be? This. When can this be null? So in this case, this can only be null if the variable pointer is null. There is no other null in this function. So I can't see a way where this is null. And this is just the variable pointer. In both cases, we'd have to have varp equals null. So when can varp be null? Let's see. That string option only called here. Varp, that option. Okay, this would have to be null as well. Let's see where this is called. Okay, so these are boolean and number values. We don't care about these. This can be any type, so we do care about that. Let's see if varp can be null in any of these cases. Varp equals get varp scope. Okay. Let's see if it can be null. Hidden option is not changed. Okay, so we already have a check for varp equals null. So there is no way then that varp can be null. Not that I can see. Right? I mean, I can see a way. We're explicitly checking if varp is null. So it has to be non-null. That option, varp. Is varp changed somewhere in between? Nope. It's not changed anywhere. So it has to be non-null. So we know that varp is not null. It just can't be null. So what about new val? Wait, if varp can't be null, then old val or ig val can never be null either, I think. Wait, give me a sec. Oric val. Well, I guess this could be no, but this is only no for hidden option. Is this set to null somewhere? Expansion on handler. Or set when you want to fill in with. Okay, these are for user directories. Doesn't seem like this gets set, you know, anywhere. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I don't think old val can be no in any of those cases. But just to check, I think what I'm gonna do. Actually, let's just try it. Let's try removing that check for old val and let's try running the tests. If the tests pass, then we know that we don't need that check. I think that's the best way to know for sure. Let's just do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stash my changes here. I'm gonna stash my changes and remove that check in trigger option set CMD, trigger option set string. Let's see if this changes anything at all. I'm running the tests. Now this is gonna take a while. I'm thinking about ending the stream here. Tests are gonna take a while. I think now's a good time to end. Let's see. Can we rate someone? Ah, Prime is streaming. I think we should rate him. All right. Okay, we're rating Prime. Be sure to join the raid, guys. Oh, and let him know that I rated him. Alright, guys. Ending the stream now.